pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for coming to the February 24th meeting. Roll call. John Hotchkiss here.
Knapp here.
Joe Berger here.
Okay. First hot item is the approval of the minutes from February 10th. I noted a couple of changes. I made 10 and 8 changes on them. Okay.
I move to accept the minutes as corrected. And that's all I have.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Anybody have a copy and you're not sure what we made for changes? This had to do with setbacks. Good. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Next. Cell tower.
There's a rumor going around. Yes.
Cell tower, I've heard it's come on and it's gone off. They're probably still in a testing mode. I heard a couple times it was on.
I just talked to Owen Smith. It is fully operational. They may add some spectrum to it in terms of bandwidth, but it's not going to dramatically affect anybody's reception. There's a lot of back and forth on the internet, Facebook about, I got reception, no I don't, it's better, it's worse. But this is from the AT&T executive. It is up, it is operational.
And this is what it is.
It is what it is.
When people on Facebook make comments, does anybody direct them to a correct source? Like you? Us? Or do they just
They direct a lot at her.
talk back and
When
forth at each
I put
other?
up the information, they're told I print a lot of fluff, so, you know, I'm sorry, it's just, I do not try, the only correction I made on the internet so far is that people think that because the tower is up, it's going to affect everyone's reception. It's only going to affect people with AT&T, unless their cell providers have roaming contracts with AT&T. Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon do not, to the best of my knowledge, have any connection to the AT&T towers.
And they won't until people in Middleton call up their provider and say, I want to switch to AT&T because they have better service. Enough
Actually,
of that and they'll change.
unless you can get to the executive offices of Verizon, you're going to talk to a sales office, and frankly, they have no, they have no authority, no way of processing the information or getting to the right people.
Okay.
John Mamone and I have been somewhat in contact with some Verizon executives. They're not very responsive. Regarding T-Mobile and Sprint, I guess they're still in the process of merging. I haven't gotten word that that merger is complete yet, so pretty much their assets are going to be cooled off, if not frozen completely, until the merger is complete. And then T-Mobile probably isn't interested in going on the tower because they want to put one down by the lake.
Right. Okay. Thank you for staying on top of it. Anybody else comments? I see tracks in there. I don't know whether they're making the changes up there or remotely by some computer. I don't know. But there were some tracks going up in
Out of
there.
our hands.
Yep, good. All right, I'd like to change the old business just a bit. I would like to do first the septic system for the firehouse and the Old Town Hall and the highway garage. And after that, we'll talk about the salt shed, all right? With that, I'll turn the meeting over to Jim, who has worked very hard with this, and then Joe, I'm having to punch you involved as well.
Yeah. This is Chris Elbert from Jones and Beach. Been here a couple times before. So,
Now, Chris, it's fine to talk, but at some point, when you start showing drawings, Can we take a break to allow people to come up and see them?
Yep, well, these are just this is the set of the approved 2 sheets, approved septic.
Okay,
So those are just because you want it full size.
Yep.
So those are for you to have. The key for you guys tonight is I shopped this around to different contractors and I got 3 written quotes. So I think you're gonna like, we've got GW Brooks, who's out of Madison. They came in at $18,599. Then the second one is Dawson Excavation, Waltonboro, he's at $18,808. And then John from Select Excavating out of Sandown came in at $29,930. And usually John's my go-to guy with the decent numbers. So I mean, I've worked with all 3 contractors for years. I mean, I would recommend that the Board of Selectmen awards the contract to GW Brooks for the $18,599.
I met, is it David?
Yeah, Dave.
David
Yeah,
from
Dave Green.
David Brooks,
Yep.
he seemed like a real decent guy. Walked through the whole site.
Yep.
while we're looking at that, is it all right for people to come up to look at the drawing? I want to come up to see what, this is for the septic design.
Everybody
Okay.
come.
Any wishes to come up and take a look?
Pretty much what
Good
we're
time.
Like whatever we can.
yeah, pretty much replacing it in the same location, but it's an approved, real approved plan.
Hank, you want to come up? Yeah. Where's
Kind of look at
all?
things upside down a little bit. Yep, so again, it's the same mound that's there now with the shed. Right now, everything goes into a septic tank pump station.
I noticed you did
And
the
I'm left
slide.
there, getting rid of all that mess. Having a collector manhole here going down to a pump station. That's gonna take the fire station, the town hall, and the garage. The design's built up enough that's gonna handle, you know, your main events, you know, if you have 3 or 4 big events of 100 people in the building, but it's also gonna handle the 3 or 4 people that are at the highway garage or at the fire station.
So
The
what
trailer.
part would 18,000 cover?
18,000 is for the pump station and then building this new field.
And then this D-box, right?
Yeah, there's a D-box with the 2 lines come together and then this new 80 or 50 feet of pipe to get from there to here. Yeah, we were looking at one point doing 2 different pump stations for a high flow and a low flow, but then it got too complicated with this low pump not having the right head to get a few feet away, so I figured let's just bring Muhammad to the mountain, let's just bring it right down.
Yep.
There's one pump station,
Cheaper, less maintenance.
you know,
No, that's moving parts.
yeah.
Chris?
First thing we do is do some trips.
Yeah, and Dave's gonna work out with you guys to help take the trail, he's willing to take the trail away.
What kind of time schedule?
He said he could start
You
next
can
week.
start as soon as we order.
Yeah, I mean, typically to put in a field like this is maybe a week's worth of work. The state inspector comes out, does it once over, and then it's a couple days to backfill it and you're done.
Backfill.
We're getting so close to town meeting, it's kind of scary. Because he really can't use this like it's inspected, that's what he was telling me.
Well, yeah, you can't,
Trying to do it right.
no, but you know, Brenda can be over it at the end of the day.
Is that quote includes all of the fill material and the?
Yep, taking out all the old dirty dirt out of the old field, loaming, seeding, he does a pretty good detailed description on the whole scope of services. And he's, again, I've worked with him for years, he did the Inn at Crystal Lake up in Eaton, about 10 years ago.
This must be a pump-up system.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Since that's
So it's
high.
gonna be 2 pumps.
One is
Down to
better.
One
One pump.
Going from highway and Old Town Hall, gravity to the fire station, then pump
Okay.
to the leach field.
All right,
So, yeah, but-
So,
yeah.
so the big push is to get that trailer out. What is that gonna do for the fire department and their location for their offices and what they use that trailer for now? Are they gonna be able to get in to the Old Town Hall,
Yes.
front building room and be able to, do all the stuff that they do without that trailer quickly, it
With-
sounds like?
2 or 3 warm bodies for help, that office could be emptied in a couple of hours.
I'm more than willing to help do that. You just need to contact me.
It would go that quickly. I think we have a place to
There's
put
really
it.
not a lot in there.
No.
I'm just saying, I'll be helpful. Happy
Actually,
to help.
when the time comes, there is some furniture that you might want left in there. take a look and decide, as a bench, for example,
Yeah.
maybe you want that, alright?
So where are we thinking the electric panels going in the fire station?
Well, the alarm panel, we usually try to put exterior.
Okay.
I know he
It
wants,
says
I know
that
he went,
supply, install electrical connections from electrical panel within the fire station.
he would use that just for his, for his
Just for the-
P panel for juice.
Okay.
Yeah, but then we'd have an exterior
Alarm.
panel, alarm panel.
And I asked Dave about the alarm panel, since we may or may not put a security system in there. Give me a set of dry contacts
Yeah,
instead of the red light.
yeah, well,
You can have
you do both.
Do both, but I
Yeah.
know that would.
You can have it back to your SCADA system or whatever you're gonna do.
It's, yeah,
So,
small SCADA systems. what it
Right.
is. But those are small details that you can deal with.
Yeah.
There will be
No,
some.
I mean, it's a great
Oh.
price between the two of them, so you can't.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Leaving $200 on the table.
Mary?
So you said that the trailer would be taken by the
That's it.
people that were.
That's what
He's offering it.
It's
He's
actually,
offering to
it's,
take it?
in the last part of his quote, is if the trailer's roadworthy, we will take it.
At no cost.
At no cost?
Yeah.
Well,
That's good.
at the cost of the quote.
Well,
Yeah, well,
that's,
yeah.
it's part of that, it's
Yeah.
not extra.
I mean,
not
he-
extra,
he-
right?
I believe he's
he's on the
talking about
Madison
it.
Fire Department, he either use it for that or use it for just a construction trailer on his job sites. I think the biggest thing with the skirt going around it, he didn't know what the tires are underneath.
I don't know, I'd have to look, I'm not sure what's
Yeah,
going on.
with the snow, he
with that.
couldn't pull his skirts when he was out
Yeah.
looking at it.
We can take a look at that.
Okay, couple of questions for the
There goes the toilet.
selectmen. Couple of questions for the selectmen and maybe you, Chris. Voting is 2 weeks from tomorrow. That's when we need the town hall, March,
10th is.
10th.
That's
okay?
3 weeks out.
I would be concerned about starting this before.
Too.
I mean, I know it takes a week, but all it takes is some unforeseen problem. Piece of equipment doesn't work. Delivery of supplies is shortchanged.
20 inches of snow.
Right.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
Actually, our problem right now, I think, is we're hitting mud season. And is the state gonna, how bad is this mud season gonna be to the where, does the state post 153 or not?
No.
They can't legally, but you could, only towns can start posting the secondary roads. State highways always, but yeah, I'm having the same problem everywhere now.
Yeah.
second question, and Roxanne, you're welcome to join in. Money for this. Wasn't there, I'm thinking like 20,000 or something?
That came back from the state.
Yes.
Over payment
Correct,
of
right.
retirement.
Right, that's it, yes.
No, it was, yes, no, it was
There was
a
no
pay,
payment of something.
Yeah, it
no,
was-
it was a, money, pretty much the state had extra, and every town got it.
unanticipated.
And
funds.
anticipated funds, but the problem is you guys received it last year, so therefore it's back into the fund balance. You did not use it last
I
year.
thought we put some in the old town hall.
I believe they split it to the old town hall.
They did,
Renovation.
renovation fund, but I don't think it went into the, I mean, that's just a line item. I don't think it's cause it's not non-lapsing money, so I think you guys lost it to the fund balance. But I could be wrong, I can check.
So,
I'll get with the DRA.
we have money to pay for this.
Right.
We did have it.
Well, yes, and I just have been back into the fund balance, which I think the money is there, just didn't get maybe earmarked over.
Okay.
But
that
it's
means-
there.
But
But it's there. But we get another, but you guys already earmarked the one that we're gonna be getting in October to that.
Yeah, run home, wait till
Run home.
October to pay.
Right.
No, I understand that, but you're still having funds coming in October for that, so you'll just be negative until October. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, right, yeah,
Oh,
It's coming.
Because, yeah.
yeah.
But you still,
That's
I
you
know
still have
he's-
money
I know
in
he's
there.
hungry.
Washington doesn't want
Yeah, I
you
know,
to
right. As long as you're not negative by the end of the year.
Right.
okay.
All he needs at this point is a signed, contract with a $6,000 deposit. So if they had that, at least to get him in the queue, and then you guys can
leave.
negotiate.
That left over from,
Firehouse.
yeah.
Uh,
The total should
I-
not come out of the firehouse, but some can come from there, some from the town hall.
I can come from the,
it's so close.
Highway,
Highway
Yes.
department
Sure.
fund,
All
they're
three
part of
can
it.
put in.
Yeah.
all three can put into it, it's a Jimmy.
6,000 each.
My gut feeling is
I think we
towards
should
the
break it up how much we
Yeah,
use it.
100, however
back.
much it is.
Then we only got a little
Okay.
push, yeah.
I agree.
Wait till after the town meeting for what?
Construction
For
standard.
construction.
Right,
Right,
but
yeah.
I
signing.
can sign it.
Sign
I would
it.
sign it, and get them up in the queue,
I think.
you know, and then you guys can negotiate, you know,
That'd be fancy
May,
to
April,
sign.
May, like I said,
Yeah,
if we, you know, snow,
Take down,
knock on.
even if we don't,
Do you have a
if
copy
we
of
don't
our
start
current
until
budget?
after the town meeting,
You mean a proposed one?
does that give you enough time?
What we,
to-
2009, end of
Yeah.
2019 budget.
Move your stuff,
Yeah, I think
don't
we're,
have to move
I
the
didn't
trailer,
realize
just
that was gonna be-
get it empty,
yeah, we'll get it empty, that's no problem. I'm not worried about that. yeah.
alright?
Yeah, the only other issue is phone line at the old town hall. That could be a couple, 3 weeks out.
Yeah,
Talk to
yeah, I mean, it's,
Consolidated
we'll
last
make,
week.
we'll make do with what we have to till then, that's,
Okay, I know Mike Lavalette was gonna try to do something with wireless.
Wireless.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I'll chat with him,
okay. Either way, we can deal with it, is what I'm hearing.
yes.
Okay, more comments from anybody that
Um,
wants to talk about a good old septic system?
I kind of missed the trailer part because I was reading something. So, trailer we're gonna clean out. It's town property. We have to bid it.
Right, well, I
My
think,
thought,
uh,
I know he says he'll take it. Putting a bid up this week for, how long does it have to be up for? Do you know?
I believe it's 48 hours.
I say we put the bid up for 48 hours, no one bids anything.
Do you have to bid it or can you trade it?
I don't think,
No, I think
there's no
it's
trading.
house.
I would
It's-
say,
Well, I'm just saying, could he take $1 off and say that that's a trade-in?
Trading it for services.
No, you have to bid it.
I think we have to
And
bid
that's,
it.
and that's fine, I think
It's a
it's
very-
The only reason I know with fire apparatus or a police cruiser, you can trade it, you know, so it's, I don't know.
And we
For
still,
48 hours to put it out to bid, it
I
doesn't
say
cost
put it out to bid
anything.
for 48 hours.
On you, you
And,
put it
and
back.
say you have to, it has to be removed as of this date,
Yep,
Yeah,
and if it isn't, and it's not gonna be.
yeah, nobody's gonna run it legally.
If it's roadworthy, I'd already talked to Dave, there's gonna be some extras involved with this thing besides the septic system. I had a gas line to move, an electric line to get to the old town hall. That's a barter piece. If we put it out to bid, maybe we can reject any and all.
yes,
Let me work some magic and try to barter it.
I think,
There's small trenches to be done.
yeah,
Do I pull them in after? That's,
the problem is by law, we have to bid it.
Yeah.
So, we have to bid it, now we can, like you said, we can decline the bid, but we have to get it out to bid by law. So if we have to put it out to bid for 48 hours, let's say we put it out to bid for 48 hours
and it's,
Be done.
and be done with it, and just, yeah, in the end, we don't have to accept them.
They're gonna reject everything.
because I think it's worth more
It's probably
than
worth
some Yankee trades.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know what the condition is.
It's pretty rough.
Usually
have a
stuff like
feeling-
that, you take it for zero and the site's clean and you take it and you're gone.
There
and-
was
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's looking at ripping it down and probably taking the framework, he's probably what he's looking
make a trailer from it.
Yeah.
No, you want to
You
use,
won't try it
you
out.
want to use it as a construction
at.
tool.
Oh, construction, yeah.
He'll have to do some reconstructing before he uses it.
It's a welding.
When we put out the bid, now it's all legal and
Yeah, and now it's only
48 hours.
48 hours and we deal with it.
I
Alright,
just wanted to get it out that there may be some extras on top of that, just for infrastructure of the other buildings. A spare pipe would be good, because internet's, you know,
Yeah, there was kind of a lot of construction going on back then and what was
Right, so I
pretty huge,
I would
pretty open.
suggest while you have it dug up, if there's stuff that has, you know, what I mean?
The gas line has to get
In
laid back
addition-
down.
In addition, that
Pipe
would
is
be the
cheap.
time to do it,
sure.
Pipe
instead
is
of having
cheap.
to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Does this include a new pipe from the highway garage down?
It went from where the old system is to the new, from the old system to the new system. included.
It's not including the replacement all the way back to
I'm
the
not
highway.
gonna replace all their
We're not
back,
gonna
that's
dig stuff
existing.
ripping.
Good, there's no need to change that one,
No,
things are flowing.
right.
Alright,
It ain't broke, we ain't gonna fix too much.
Right.
okay, I'm gonna go over the proposals again. GW Brooks, Freedom, New Hampshire, just up the road a piece, $18,599. Dawson's Excavation, Moultonboro, the other side of Wolfboro, $18,880, so it's a few dollars more. Last one is Select Excavation Sandown, which is over close to the center of the state. And his is $29,930. I would remind the selectmen that we can pick anyone, it does not have to be the lowest, it can be whatever you wish. We could reject all three, hope we don't, but that's a choice. All right?
I move that we accept G.W. Brooks for $18,599.
$18,599. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion from? Okay, we're done? Ready for the vote? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so now you want signed right here? Good check. You wanna sign it?
Well,
Okay.
you must have 6 grand, you can send them. Just the keys to lock them in the
To
queue,
lock them
because
in, right.
people start getting construction crazy soon, and you wanna make sure they're in the queue locked in, and that way they can set the 2 weeks or whatever time they need in their queue and schedule accordingly.
And then, just to be clear, so we're looking for basically a start date of 3/16.
After town meeting.
Town meeting is
Yeah.
14.
Right, yep.
All right, so. When you want the 6,000?
You wanted that with the
Okay,
I'll work
contract.
with Kathleen.
all right, so tomorrow?
Oh, I don't, yeah, I mean, it was whatever you would.
We're not gonna, tonight,
No,
Well, all right.
next day, Joe?
yeah, I'll be around to help sign as well.
Yeah.
So all of that goes to Karen. Okay? Good, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. It's nice to see somebody come prepared.
Why would I not?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
So,
The next item is for the salt shed. You're gonna look at pictures, we're gonna talk. I'll again reiterate that we are looking for a 2-bay salt shed located on Ridge Road. I think reinforced cement goes up 8 feet, and the rest of it is a wooden structure with a shed roof. It is designed to be added on to if we wish. What you're seeing tonight is 4 bays. We're not doing 4 bays. We're doing 2, all right? Take a look. It is a true shed roof. There's no little hanging front.
so it's concrete walls, structurally sound concrete walls, 10 foot high, in the back, all the way around the 3 sides. And then in the front, it actually goes up, wood framed up to 22 feet in the front. And it's, what was it, 40 feet deep. And then the salt bay itself is 25 feet wide, so they were able to do that with LVLs across, and then the other bays are just 2x12s.
Yep.
So nothing fancy, just a straight rafter system, metal roof.
We're looking at a 25-foot for the salt and 15-foot for the mix. Right, that's how we get the 40 feet. Right.
Well, there was a the 40 by 25 is a mathematical number, based working with the road agent and you guys, that'll push up to store 300 tons of salt,
Right.
which is what you guys wanted as your, that's your
Use
annual.
900 tons a year.
Yeah, so that gives you kind of three different sections. We're gonna have a concrete apron about 35 feet in the front, because in order to actually, a tractor trailer is actually 37 feet when it's fully erect. So we'd have it so it at least can get most way in and dump and then get pushed back with a loader. So you're gonna have salt spray when they're dumping on that asphalt apron in the front,
Okay.
and then push everything back. So what we'll do is we'll work it with the structural guys, and we'll take 2 bays off. But I guess, I mean, the drawings are, they're structural engineers, they're not fancy architects. But I think this would be a better realistic sell to the voters than something foo-foo. I mean, I'm just looking for your opinion, and then, like I said, we'll take off the other 2 bays for, at least for town meeting. But it's structurally designed for the 4 bays. I mean, we did the full design package The way we did the walls though too is that these walls can get added on, so each bay is its own structural component. And you just, then there'd be, dowels to come in the back corner, and you can add another one, add another one.
Are you gonna be able to come to the town meeting
Yes.
to explain it to the
Yep.
voters?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's key. I think that's
Yeah,
important.
we'll have this cleaned up, it'll be on a full
So
board.
to, however,
24,
what we're
yeah.
talking about instead of the 4 bays.
Yeah, it'll be the 2 bays. Right now, I've only got one rough, so the key, I've been shopping around with contractors. I've got North Branch, gave me a rough estimate that they can do 1 bay for the 150. But again, that's just guys kind of looking at it and not looking. So I've got Jewett Construction, De Niro, and a few other companies that are also giving me numbers. So by March 10th, I'll have a better warm fuzzy feeling. And
And most of that,
So can I ask a question, so it's only gonna be 2 bay, but the concrete or the pad that's gonna go down is going to be
just
just for
for,
the
just,
2,
just for that spot.
just for the 2.
And come, oh,
Well-
Oh, right, and come out.
yes.
Right.
Come out, it'll come out, but the 1 bay is the salt, that's your key environmental hazard. The next bay was your mix,
Right,
and then the next bay after that was straight sand, and then the last bay was equipment.
but we're only doing 2.
Two.
We would
Yeah,
hope,
like this-
we're hoping for the 150 to just do 2.
Right, right, so I guess so, okay, I'm gonna take a step back, I have to think
Yep.
about this. So you're saying, okay, so John has come back and said that up to 175, but now you're kinda saying that we think maybe it's gonna be 150.
Well, we want to.
I'm just saying, to me, that's a lot of money for 3-sided, you know, I mean, kind of like an open,
Well, it's structural concrete.
no,
10
but
foot
I'm
high,
just saying,
yeah.
I mean, to me, it seems like a lot of money for,
The
And I
cost
always-
of this is in the concrete.
Okay, and
They're
that's-
10-inch wide.
that's
Back
where, I
reinforced.
guess,
That's where-
that's what needs to be explained is,
Right.
the reason why it's costing so much is because of the concrete wall and, floor.
And it's got a 4-foot frost wall all the way along, yep. No, I'm
So
just,
that's,
you know.
no, so that's where, cause that's where I'm
No.
trying to
So
think
this is
of
the lower,
why it
Look at
costs
some
so
of those
much.
footings.
So-
yeah, I mean,
So
this
here's the
is,
thing,
yeah,
Yeah,
this
That-
isn't a house, so.
no, and but I mean,
Yep,
when somebody
No, I-
looks at this and they say,
No,
again,
no.
I look at it and say, okay, it's 3 sides, what, you know, and you do
Yeah.
bays.
and I understand that, 'cause you look at it, I can build that out of wood way cheaper. The problem is, if you wanna build a salt shed out of wood correctly and not push the back wall out when you push your loader in, you have to have, so if you go around and you look at New Durham's wooden salt shed, now it's a big one, I'll give you that. On the outside wall, they can only load up to about 8 feet up. Otherwise, you exceed the pressures of the wood. And all those side bracings you see along that wall are all set into concrete, all the way around. So, really, we're doing the same thing, and probably at a lesser cost to the wood overall, because we're just going straight up the concrete for 8 feet.
Yeah.
No, and that's fine, that, like I said, that's where, I guess, it needs to be explained, is
Yeah,
where
right.
the cost is.
Yeah.
And,
I
okay,
can, from an engineering standpoint, I can break out the concrete cost ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just as long as
Yeah,
that's
be smart.
explained,
Yep.
because
Yes.
that's, to me, it's like, again, I'm thinking, okay, it's just a regular,
It's
you
not a
know.
fancy building.
Right, and so,
Yeah.
and that's what people are gonna think, so I guess the other question as a follow-up is, are there state requirements to a salt shed?
designed by a structural engineer, it's
No, no,
really,
no, I'm
yes.
just saying,
No.
I'm
So, the
just,
state requirements for a salt shed are basically, you shall keep your salt
in a shed.
in a shed.
Okay, no,
It's
it's,
contained, right, from an
that's-
erosion standpoint.
again,
Now-
we wanna make sure where, if there are requirements where, you know what I mean, that we
The-
follow
Well,
that. and-
that's why we
so-
are a structural engineer.
Right.
We're an engineer. It's-
Yeah.
It's huge.
Joe, were you, I thought you were gonna say something else.
The other parts of the requirement are basically the salt can't go anywhere from runoff and things like that. So,
So
that's
my
where,
key really to the,
So no, and that's, I was just want, that's why I just threw it up there, because we know we have state requirements and shit for things, and so it's better to ask now than to find out afterwards we did something not correct, I guess.
no, these guys, and Summit Engineering that we're working with have done salt shed designs before. I think they did the one in Brentwood.
Okay, so I'm just saying, this is why, so I'm asking, and I'm telling you, most townspeople are not going to have this this knowledge, so,
Yeah.
and understanding, so this is why it's key to kind of throw this out there, be more information saying, the cost is driving the cost on this is the cement work, the walls, because they're gonna be, I'm just saying.
Yep.
And it's
because-
also a 50-year building, correct?
Oh, yeah, I mean, this isn't, yeah.
No, right, but like I
that's-
said,
Hopefully it's past my lifetime.
Joanne, then back to Roxanne.
Well, this was, to be built on Ridge Road.
Yes,
There was some talk before about the problem about having the salt shed down there and the equipment up here.
yes.
Is that,
Yeah, we,
It's not an issue. In
I
my
mean,
opinion,
to me,
it's not an
1,200, half a mile is, yeah.
issue. It's
quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter of a mile, yeah.
They'll figure it out.
all
They're
the,
smart.
talking to the highway crew, all the issues raised to me by the highway crew can be easily resolved. Without,
I just thought that that issue might be brought up again by someone else.
Sure will.
Yep.
no, it will, it's going to
And,
be, and
I mean, you have a beautiful site on.
Right, and it should be used.
By getting that salt shed down there, hopefully, some point in the future, we can get the highway department down there.
Yeah, that some point in the future could easily be 10 years. I don't even think that we're doing this year, next year is the highway garage.
If it's
Someone's gonna ask that though.
We certainly will,
If it's
Yeah.
10 or 20 years,
Right.
once again, we have the site, it's ready for it.
right?
Well, feasibly, it should not be where it is right now. It is not environmentally
At all.
correct.
Not at all.
And I would really hate to put in something new or temporary
Right.
where it is now, that's just good money after that.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's like, if a 50-year building, when we know probably, well, 50 years, I won't be here 50 years, I'm just saying. Maybe
I won't care.
You won't care by then.
Yeah, he's controlling,
I will
right?
care because my taxes are down. But, just saying, right, it doesn't make sense. And so I guess the next question will be, that will probably be asked is, and this I looked at everybody, probably most of the selectmen is, this will be in a place where it will not impact future, potential future site work, site building, whatever, correct? Okay.
When the 5 acres were developed, minus 100 by 100 foot corner for the cell tower, the whole land was cleared, and we have a plan of where the buildings go and where the driveway is, and where the septic system down there is, where the containment ponds are. Where we want to put it exactly, is exactly where it was suggested to.
Right, the original
Just
master
so that there's no, and again, I think somebody asked, and granted, I'm sure that was all taken into consideration, only because we would want to, cut off your nose to spite your face, to say,
Right.
oh, now we're gonna build, oh, well, we put the salt shed in the, you know, what I
Yeah.
mean, just saying.
It's per original design.
We have that design.
Yep.
If anybody wants to see it, I'd be glad to get
Right,
it.
and part of this is to get through town meeting, and once we get through town meeting, these are structural plans, but they're not meant for construction yet. So part of the 175 is also the engineering, time, contingency, and then construction aspect, shop drawing review, and,
I'm just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
All right, Mary, then I still have a question for
The
Roxanne.
170 or up to $175,000 to construct this salt shed. Where is that money coming from budget-wise?
Unassigned fund balance.
Unassigned fund balance. So we already actually have the money.
Yes,
correct.
Thank you.
And that would be a key note to explain to the taxpayers.
Yes.
I let them do that part.
No, I know. Just saying.
go ahead.
Another selling point to this is how much money are we losing by having the salt and sand improperly stored so that we're losing material.
And there's certainly the issue of where is the salt going to? And how is it affecting that property next to the salt shed? Okay, that's,
Could be more costly.
all right. Now, you, Roxanne, I don't know which of these two were even there, but it was on Meet the Candidates, and someone you know quite well, I think his first name was Jim, talked about the salt shed in Rochester. Anybody know what I'm talking about? City of Rochester is building a new highway garage close to the new state highway garage off exit 16 of the turnpike.
I'm testing it on.
With that will come a new salt shed. That means their old salt shed could be available. I looked at it. That thing is bigger than this building. This entire building could fit inside of it. It is old enough that it's built completely out of wood. Over the years, you can see how they kept adding supports outside so the walls wouldn't go in. The trusses go up. How much did you say this was? 30 feet?
22 feet.
Oh, I'll bet they're 30 or 35 feet up.
You're dumping the 18-wheeler inside that's almost like New Durham. Yeah.
This thing is mammoth. I have not the faintest idea how you would ever dismantle it to get it up here.
No.
Even if we got it for free, how would you ever move it up here? These trusses are gonna be all together, I bet it's close to 60 feet across there. Okay,
Not worth our wood.
so, nice idea, but I don't think we're gonna do it. All right, I think we'll go with noon. All right?
Threw it out there,
He threw it out there.
you know.
Hey, an idea, that's all that matters.
So, if anybody wants a salt shed in Rochester, I suppose you can go for it yourself.
For $1.
Yeah,
Put 'em in.
you move it. Okay, we do not need a vote on this per se, it's the townspeople that are gonna vote on March 14th, this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the key for this is we'll get the other 2 bays off of
Thank
that
you.
rendering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that
And the
from there.
questions that were asked tonight will be asked again.
yes,
Even more.
Yeah, I'll have more
More
breakdown.
force.
Chris will be there,
Yeah.
help us out.
If you broke down concrete, 'cause that's gonna be point some
Right.
money. Some of the footings is 6'4".
Yeah,
That's a lot of
for a
concrete.
spread
It was
foot.
water concrete.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah, I'm
that's
saying
where,
that's
you know
right.
what I mean, because people are gonna look and say, again, like, where, you know, it's kind of a wood,
The-
you know.
From a-
My personal thought process on this building is the town probably will never have to
Right.
build, you might wanna add a bay or two onto it, but to make more storage in the future if you need to, but this is basically a forever building.
Right.
You might have to redo the top on the roof in 50 years, but the base of this building should never have to be moved or changed.
So I would definitely stress that point.
So,
We went through a lot of different scenarios. And
I'm just
do the
saying,
first
the
one.
cell is gonna be the.
Jake,
What happens to the old one? It just gets demolished and the highway department takes care of that though?
Yeah.
Is there a charge associated with that, I guess is what I'm asking, is the highway department just take that down?
the highway, that one's, I think if they move the sand from the right side of it, it's gonna fall over. I'm not
It
lying.
could be a controlled burn.
I don't even think you could do a control burn.
just a thought, I'm certainly premature in this, but if someone wanted to add to the kitty, you could perhaps have your name on this.
Yep.
Roxanne Salt Shed,
Oh, there you go. Take some emails.
Kathleen Salt Shed. Alright, question.
There'll be someday.
You're calling it a forever building, but unless I'm mistaken, over time, even the best
5 years
concrete
of
will.
Concrete will deteriorate over time.
5
but
years, will it?
The reality is you're probably talking 100 years down the road that you're gonna look at doing something to this. Now,
I'm
salt
just-
can have a drastic effect on concrete, that is a true statement. You can get ASR into it if the concrete's not made correctly.
I'm just looking at the history and the record of bridges around the.
But there should be minimal issues with the concrete.
We're actually doing the floor in asphalt instead of concrete, so that way it's also, that gets dinged up, it's a lot easier to replace.
Alright, more questions, comments? Roxanne, you're correct. All this needs to be presented on, I'd like it to be available for viewing on March 3rd.
When the books are available, you mean, or whatever.
Does it need
that's-
Yeah, that's the election day.
Oh.
That Tuesday,
Tuesday the 10th is the
10th.
election.
10th, I got it, Tuesday the 10th. I'd like this stuff there for people to look at, take with them if they want. Chris, you do not, I don't expect you there then, but on the 14th,
Yep, I'll be
Be
there.
helpful if you could do that.
If I can, I'll get this, you just need this cleaned up for the
Yep.
voting day as a handout.
Information.
Can you make color, or should we make color and then how many, no, I mean, can you make color here, or do you want me to give you like 100 handouts?
Yes,
Is it possible to do this on a PowerPoint?
Yes.
I'm telling you, yes. It's-
Say again?
Is it possible to do this on a PowerPoint on a screen so that everyone could see it?
Yeah, but you're having the town meeting at the,
No.
I don't think Jack will allow that. I mean, although he can.
we talked about that, I don't, I think, it's only one slide, so it's not like it's a 30-minute presentation. If I was doing a larger presentation, I'd do PowerPoint, but there's not a
I
lot
think for
to,
election, just handouts.
Yes, yeah.
is 100 a good
I think
number
100
for
would be
town
good.
meeting? I mean, for
I
town
think we're
vote?
probably gonna have about that. I think a lot more people are gonna show up than we think, so I think.
What I can do is probably
Worst
do
case, I
do a
can
front
come
and
over
back,
To the front.
maybe do
Yeah,
8.5 by
that'd be
11,
good.
front and
Yeah.
back. So we're gonna cut it down to 2 pages.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
If I did it as 8.5 by 11, front and back.
And you can have
handouts.
the dimensions on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see.
I mean, not, I don't know if you should.
I don't know if they can do that out here, I mean, I'll have these,
Little
Yeah,
buckets.
yeah.
Little bucket.
I'll have these for town meeting.
You've done this before, Chris, so I'm gonna trust your judgment on how.
Well, I just think
how to
it's
put it
it's
out
easy
there.
to keep it simple
Keep it
Yeah,
simple.
keep it
get our
simple.
for town, for the voting day.
Correct.
Simple,
Yeah.
trust me.
What I'll do is I'll just mail you 100 8.5 copies on both sides.
Okay, that works.
So you can explain it just like that. 22 feet, basically 25.
And it's not.
Yeah, I see if I can get, if you can give me this.
If
what-
not,
one
what
Yeah,
I'm
minute.
saying
and
is when they
then
talk
we
to
want-
us, we can always explain if they wanna know that much.
Yep,
Just
so I
like.
can see what format this is in, I already did it.
We trust you.
Sorry.
Okay. That's it? Ready to move on?
I
Thank you.
think we owe, Chris a huge thank you
Yes,
for
thank
putting
you.
this all together. I know it's your job and your business, but I know you've spent a lot of time going back and forth with all the ideas. And as a taxpayer, I do appreciate all your work on this.
Thank you.
You're
Done.
welcome.
Chris, have you looked at other salt sheds as part of your job? This is not your first salt shed, true?
It's not my, well, it's my first one, but not for Summit.
Has anyone seen a salt shed as old as ours?
Oh, well, that's, I don't even know if I call that a salt shed. I mean, it's probably almost as bad as what we have in Nottingham.
Be nice.
So see,
You're on film. Be
we're
nice.
not all, we're all, you know, all
And I live in Nottingham. But I got New York when the town hall burned down, or the road agents, collapsed from snow, we were supposed to go to a new site. And they changed their minds, but we're like within 100 feet of the Lamprey, of the North River,
Oh,
which
jeez.
is part of a fourth order river. You're not supposed to have any salt within 250 feet. So they like, town just like, oh no, we just do what we wanted.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay, Chris, thank you very much.
I'll delete that
We'll
part.
talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank you again. Have
Bye
a
now.
good night.
Guys.
All right, next item. The budget committee has done their due diligence. They have looked at the budget. It's what I call the big chunk of the budget. We pay for police, highway, fire, this building and so forth. And then after that, there are warrant articles for other items to purchase or add to the capital reserve fund. That has already been signed and approved by the budget committee. We're approving the same thing tonight, okay? I am not saying that we agree on everything. You'll notice on some of the first ones, budget committee has an amount in mind, selectmen have an amount in mind. That's fine. You get into the last part of this, most of the time, the budget committee and the selectmen agree, but not always. When you look at these, remember that it's the budget committee's numbers that you're voting on. If you like the selectmen's number, it would be up to someone to propose an amendment to take the selectmen's. Or, don't take either one of them, take something else, more or less, okay? The people have the final say in this. So, how do you want me to do this? I don't think I need to read every one of them. Let me go through it quickly.
Yeah.
But this is the last item, only 7:15 on the equipment. Article 1, the elections. Selectmen, 1 3-year term, selectmen, 1 2-year term, town clerk, tax collector for 1 3-year term, budget committee for 2 3-year terms, trustees of the trust fund, 2 3-year terms, okay? Yes, there are people running on the school board. That's on a different set of warrant articles and so forth, called SB2. Okay? That's all that you do on Tuesday. On Saturday, you gather, it's Saturday the 14th, 9 o'clock in the morning, to consider all the money matters. There's an article in here for the government operations. There's another one, Article 3, public safety. Article 4, highways. These are all the big ones. Article 5, health and welfare. Article 6, culture and recreation. Those are the standard ones. You get to choose whichever number you want. Let me slow down a bit. Article 7, $10,000, highway department building capital reserve fund. Article 8, $200,000 road construction. Article 9, $5,000, highway department vehicle capital reserve fund. The other one was the building, this is the vehicle. By the way, there's virtually nothing left in the building one. Okay? I'll bet it's, I don't think it's much more than 10,000, might even be less than that.
It's all less.
Yeah. Okay. Number 10, 2,000, milfoil invasive aquatic species. That's small because there's some money left over from last year, and we believe the Conservation Commission is willing to help fund it if we need more money. We're hoping last year's was successful enough that we don't have to spend as much this year. Article 11, 3,000, data and equipment capital reserve fund. Kathleen, that's for computers and such.
Yes,
Is that throughout the whole system, or is it just here?
I believe it's through the whole,
Fire
town.
department,
Yep.
police,
Yep,
highway.
yep. So I guess that we're on a rotation, I believe,
Okay.
to get rid of our computers.
Article 12,
5 years.
$10,000 for the revaluation. Each year we do some revaluation, once every 5 years, we get everybody. Article 13, 5,000, self-contained breathing apparatus capital reserve fund. Jake, I understand that you're new at this, but at the town meeting, you should be ready to explain any of them pertain to you, right?
Yep.
We'll be glad to help you with it, but clearly, when it's fire department, all eyes are gonna be on you.
Yep.
Aren't you glad you agreed?
I'm good with that.
Article 14, $10,000 to the fire department addition capital reserve fund. Article 15,000 for natural or man-made disasters. Article 16, 5,000 fire department, I think that's replacement vehicle capital reserve fund.
Did I put replacement? Did I
No,
put
you
This is
RP?
RP.
put RP, so you just,
And
Should I change it?
no, that's fine.
Okay.
Jake, I hope you keep a straight face when you explain that we really do not have all brand new equipment in the firehouse. Okay?
Yes, sir. I will
Thank
try
you.
that. And that is a need to save for future apparatus we might need.
Article 17. Cemetery Capital Reserve Fund created in 2014. Said funds with accumulated interest to date of withdrawal are to be transferred to the town's general fund.
So I'll just throw out there, if you wanted me to have readily available what the amount is in that fund, because someone's gonna ask how much is being transferred.
Yeah, it's around, I think, 37.
7,000, I'll make sure I get
Yeah,
that for you.
so somebody will,
Yep.
they're gonna ask.
Here's my list too, here we go, cemetery fund. Stop adding.
Article 18. $6,000 to do the roof at the kitchen at the old town hall. Okay. Article 19. 21,000 for a security and fire detection system. Jake, that's something that we'll talk about. I know it says fire, but it's a system for all of the buildings, for both fire detection and illegal entry at night and so forth. Article 20, 175,000 for the salt shed. And notice, a lot of these are saying now, with said funds to come from unassigned fund balance. Okay? Article 21, $33,279 for new hydraulic rescue tools, known as Jaws of Life, rescue stabilization struts, rescue airbags, mounting hardware, and so forth. Okay. And I guess, Jake, you probably will know what each piece is that adds up to that 33,000. Okay, good. Article 22, $75,000 for a new roadside mower. Okay. 23, 25,000, new radio communications repeater and radios for the highway department. Okay. 24, Kathleen or Sierra, somebody will have information on this, but we're asking if we should raise the exemption amounts, okay? Like, right now, if you earn more than, if you're single and earn more than 20,000, 21,000, you have to pay taxes, okay? There's a limits, like you have to be 65, I think,
I believe so, yes.
okay?
And just to be clear, this doesn't make it so you don't pay any taxes.
It just gives you a
It's
discount.
a discount, a reduction on your evaluation.
Yeah,
That's
which
all it
leads into,
is. Your
a lot
or the
cheaper
reduction on our appraisal, is
taxes.
what I should say.
Good.
leads to your
So
taxes
it's,
being cheaper.
so it reduces what your assessed value is?
Yep,
Correct.
Okay. Which means you pay less taxes.
exactly.
But, so, that everybody understands is, that reduction will get picked up by other people.
Yes.
Correct.
That is
So,
correct.
I mean, which is, I don't necessarily have an issue with,
I
but
would hope
somebody's
not.
going to, but no, but somebody, so I guess maybe the question might be is like, how many people fall into that category?
And
We have a lot,
unfortunately, I
actually.
can't,
Somebody's
I-
gonna ask, I
someone's
think,
gonna ask how many people fall into the category for
well,
this
what,
reduction.
you know, oh,
And
can
the
you put a
thing
number to that?
is I
No,
don't
you
know what everybody in town makes.
can't. Right, but I guess you could say how many people are applying for it,
Currently, we have 5.
so, there you go,
We've
five.
denied one.
Right,
we
so
denied
but that means, so there you go, so that's.
That would be enough to
I
give
think,
an
right,
idea.
because you're like, oh, we got 50, you're like, okay, you know.
And we have
Five.
numbers.
No, but I'm just saying, so I think it would be.
I mean, years
asked,
past,
I think
we've had
it's-
probably 10 people apply for it and only 5 get it.
No, but I think it's good to be
depending.
prepared to answer that question,
Yes.
say currently we have five, out of how many,
Yeah, we could definitely.
how many tax bills we sent out.
And it's also tiered per age is the other thing, it's tiered per age, so
Yes.
the older you get more off, but you have to be older than 80
Right.
to get the max amount off,
Which is 30,000.
which is $30,000. So,
Yeah.
hold on, Joanne,
I'm guessing that
Yeah.
most of the denials were due to income levels.
Actually, no, it's more assets level, which is your 50,000.
Okay, Article 25, excuse me, transact any other business that may legally come before the meeting. Not much time for discussion, folks, this has already been passed by the budget committee. All we're doing tonight is officially signing it. This will be in the annual report, which will be due, available, not this week,
I'm hoping to be available this week.
Oh, good. Right.
Just as a note, just wanted to just follow up with the Article 7 where it says to raise 10,000 to be added to the Highway Department Building Capital Reserve Fund. And I know you said there's not much in there.
Yes.
I would assume, though, just so everybody is aware, the money we get from the cell tower goes into that capital reserve.
Yes, it
fund.
does.
So.
Even
there's
without
12
this.
So is that $12.50 a month?
$1,200.
$1,200 a month is going, so I mean, that
There
is,
should be somewhere around, what, 650, 500 in there?
right, but I mean, I think initially it was maybe around 3,000, so they might be around 10,000 now.
Yes, that should be pointed out that there are possibility of two ways of getting the money. This one on the vote and the rental from the cell tower. So you could get both if the town so votes this one down and you get the one.
Right.
Okay? It's important to know that. Okay? Okay. Oh, we need a motion to accept these.
Yes, you do, I believe.
I'll motion we accept the warrant articles as written.
I'll second.
Alright, all in favor?
Alright,
Alright. Kathleen, I can sign in black ink? Is that
Yes,
right?
please.
Sign all the sets?
I don't know, how many do you want signed?
you had one over there, I didn't realize that, so
Yeah,
I'll sign John's.
I just wanted to do it. He's kind of bothering me,
And,
so sorry, it means it.
Maybe.
Kathleen, you post these, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, given that in our hand, this is the 24th.
Correct.
When you post these, you'll have to go back to single sign,
I do?
so you can post it, so you can see all
Oh,
of
I
it.
see, I was just gonna staple it and pin it. I could do it your way though, too.
Either way.
I am so
Long as-
used to it.
As long as people can read
You
it.
still don't need to go back to the
Okay,
single
yes.
side, you can just take one piece and take another one.
I'm all about KISS.
On a general note, our thanks to the budget committee, who have done a tremendous amount of work to get this ready. This does not just happen on its own,
Thank you.
okay? Also, thanks to Kathleen, this is her first go-around.
Oh, yes, that was horrible.
You are doing
No,
just
you're not,
fine.
you're fabulous.
It is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Doing a fantastic
I know
job,
what Laura was crying, no, she was crying, but she was awesome.
fantastic
She's
job.
helped me a lot, so.
Oh, I
Laura's
guess this
been
is, he's my signature.
I will meet. Do they have a signing copy of the warrants? Thank you, sir.
All right, does anybody have other business?
Actually, John, I do have a couple things
Fire away, please.
that I think we need to talk about. So, town website, as many of us know, it has not been functioning lately all that well. And Kathleen met with our web designer this week,
Yes,
and basically, the web designer came back and said, because we all get our little system updates on all our computers at home and everything, our website's 7 years old. It's basically out of date. So, every time Kathleen posts, it's basically causing it to crash.
it's not me.
She's
No,
doing
it
everything
was,
right,
but it
and the
was not me.
website crashes. So, we,
Updating.
Yes.
Oh, the other one. I was confused too.
yeah, so we need to do some more research into what's going on here, but it looks like we may have to look at changing the website up.
Modernizing it.
Modernizing it, so
Bringing it up
Kathleen, you're
to-
gonna work on that, and I'll try and help her out as we go along, but I just want everyone to know that. In the meantime, from the other two selectmen, what I'm looking at is, we do have a Facebook page. Would everyone be okay with us with Kathleen posting the minutes and the videos on that?
I can still post videos, just so
You
you're
can still
aware.
post the videos, okay?
Yep, that is a YouTube channel, all you have to do is like.
Okay,
little
so then we're
feeds.
fine, yeah.
YouTubes are fine,
The
it's just.
YouTubes are fine, then we're
YouTube's
okay.
working great.
Yep,
So if the YouTube's working, then we're all set.
Yeah, we're good.
Now that we got the video camera working again.
Speaking of video camera, What would it take for you to get a tripod when it goes to the Old Town Hall?
I think we have one.
Okay.
I know.
Because- Yeah.
I didn't know
I
until
tried
I was
looking
like,
at it today and got dizzy.
I did get dizzy. I think my arm got really heavy actually.
And just another suggestion for town meeting, the microphone, I know is for the, you know, it doesn't necessarily work for the room, and Jack does a very good job with one person talking at a time. Just make sure we have that microphone.
I don't even know where the microphone, do we have a microphone?
I meant the one
Oh,
that we
that
usually
one,
sit
but
on the
we-
table,
yeah.
yeah, that one.
John, I thought you said you had 2 items.
I do. I'm done with the website one. Actually, there's 3 items on this. So we talked this week about overweight trucks on Ridge Road. It's been an ongoing issue revolving around the same individual. What I've heard is supposedly he had some previous agreement with selectmen that I cannot locate. Do you know of any, John? Off the top of your head, of previous
I know
agreement?
one, I don't know if it was ever in writing or
If
just.
it's, so if it's not in writing, to me, it doesn't exist. That's pretty much the letter of the law, is we need it in writing.
As I understand it, Ridge Road is posted the entire length, but that makes it difficult for Chuck living down here to get his equipment in and out.
And I'm not,
The idea was he would come out of his property, turn left, come up here, and go around that way. When he returns, he'd come back around this way and not use what I call the lower 2/3 of Ridge Road with the big trucks.
so what I'm proposing, and you guys can think about it, we don't have to do anything tonight, is, because it's not in writing, and he has not been following even that agreement, to my knowledge, because trucks have been traveling all of Ridge Road. We look at having our attorney draft a letter to him stating that we do not have any agreement in writing, and we need to have this issue resolved. And we can work together and get an agreement in writing, and then anything past what that agreement says, he'll have to follow the rest of the rules, the ordinances we have set. That's my proposal out there for you guys to think about. Like I said, I'm dropping it on you right now, so you haven't thought about it. That was based on our conversation over the weekend, because of the concerned citizen phone call.
And I would think including the road agent would be a good idea.
Yes.
Get his impressions as well.
Yep. And my last one, it's too late for this year, but coming out of the Meet the Candidates night last week, the member of the school board said the school is basically open for the town to use. So I would say between the end of this year's annual town meeting and next year's annual town meeting, the selectmen and the school work together to finalize how we can use the gymnasium at the school for the 2021 town meeting.
I'll bring up one concern to do with parking.
Yeah, I know the parking concerns.
Since the selectmen have been leaders in voicing concerns about parking, it would seem to be inappropriate to then have the selectmen hold a meeting down there knowing there's not enough parking. There have been talks from time to time about improving the parking, which
I
today
feel
hasn't happened.
I feel with the current situation of the school remodeling the park just up from the school, I have a feeling overflow parking could be used into that area depending how the park goes, but this is all stuff that would have to be discussed, and that's right. I'm not saying we're gonna move it next year, I'm saying we evaluate it.
Where were you talking about adding parking?
The park that's between us and the school.
You have to be 150 feet from that well, which is where
Where's the
it's shut.
parking lot for the school? Where's the parking lot for the park then?
There is one.
There's
There's
a little
never
more.
been one.
So,
It hasn't been used enough to be concerned about a parking lot. School parks, everything in front are on the right side, the well is on the left side. There,
Obviously, we can't make a decision
No.
tonight.
It's not,
Obviously, it's not going to be changed for this year. But I would be for the town meeting being at the gymnasium. It's definitely bigger, more space for everybody to have a seat at. And if parking was the only issue with using that building, we could always work out something with shuttling people. We could always get volunteers to help shuttle people from the highway garage parking lot to the school. I mean, we could figure out some way to get, so it's not.
I'm proposing it out there so we can have a year to evaluate it and look at it and work with the school, not against the school, to come up with a,
It's time some dialogue started.
Yeah,
and that's all, I just wanna start a
just a
dialogue.
year. A year.
That's all I got done.
okay. I have something, everybody has your complaining ears on here, because I have a complaint. And I'm not even sure how many of us are even aware of this, okay? Who pays for the primary that we just had?
Property tax, please.
We
The
did.
town does,
We do.
to the tune of over $600 to pay the people that work there. Who benefits from that?
The voters?
I question that because results of a primary are not official in that the delegates have to abide by it.
It's true.
It is strictly for the benefit of the two parties. Now, you could argue the city of Manchester benefits because people use the Doubletree Hotel, they use the Snoo Arena, people go to eat in the restaurants. So yes, they get the benefits. How many political candidates have come to visit Middleton in oh, did I say 2020? How about 2016 or 2012? Okay,
Send a $300 bill to the Democrats and send another $300.
I agree, they're the ones that should be paying it. But no, we pay for it whether we want to or not. That's my complaint for the night. Am I gonna do anything about it? I don't think I'm living long enough for that. It's just something that's being forced upon us. Does every state even have a primary? I don't think so.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Some have caucuses. So, yeah, yeah, I think it- Iowa. Anyway, that's my complaint. Thank you for listening. Any other subjects? Yes.
I don't know if any of you were aware that there had been a flag flown from the tower during the construction phase.
I didn't.
I did, yeah.
And we got a photograph of that while it was floating in the breeze, from quite a lovely photograph.
Right.
We made 2 mini photo albums for Roger Maines with all of the pictures, and the one picture that is yet to be put in his album is that flag picture. However, we were able also to get that flag after they took it down. We had one of those triangular flag
Flag case,
cases.
right?
We put the flag in there, we've got a frame, not a frame, but a mounted picture of the flag. And we'd like to present that to Roger. I'm thinking, I know this is being taped and there will be people viewing it, but I'm hoping Roger never hears any of this. Would like to present this to him. And I'd like someone's opinion as to whether I don't think it should be done at the town meeting. I don't think that's the appropriate place for it, and I think considering the situation, it might be a little too much for Roger to handle. But maybe at the selectmen's meeting when we have the department heads, is that
Well, how about a grand opening ceremony? We still having one of those?
we are having one of those, that may be some ways down the road, and again, I'm thinking with that much excitement, you know,
Yes, we could certainly do it at a selectmen's meeting, but if you wanted to do it during the combined open houses, that's fine.
well,
Jake, you know what we're talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
We wanted to celebrate the cell tower and celebrate your addition,
Yeah.
celebrate the completion of the town hall all at once, but
Well, every time we've talked about doing something for Roger, he keeps saying, no, no, it's not me, it's the town, it's not me, it's the town, so. You know, it's not our, intention to embarrass him or, you know, make it a huge thing, but just a small something to recognize his work for that.
Yep.
Because actually, frankly, it has been a town endeavor as well.
Yes.
So, he has asked about us bringing him, because he doesn't drive anymore. So we thought next month at the selectmen's meeting, when you have the department heads, we'll bring Roger and present it that night. Okay?
And what should be done for you? Because you were right there with him. Well, yeah,
I
you're
held his
saying the
hand.
same thing he says.
I held his hand.
Well, but it's been the two of you that got this done. All right.
A lot of good it did me, I have Verizon.
All right, anything else for the good of our town? Okay, motion to adjournment,
I move that we adjourn at 7:42.
All second.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
It recorded the whole